We're going live. I'm live. I'm alive. He's alive. Woohoo. All right. So we're talking about the money. We're talking about the money today. We got the money on our mind. We got money on our mind. And oh, that reminds me. Let me see if I can play a song that will remind me of money. Where's my cell phone at? I guess it would be nice if I had my cell phone, right? All right. Let's see what we got here. Is this thing even on? No, it's not even on. That's okay. We could remedy that situation. And while that's turning on, and it gives you that a little song they always give you. Um, I just like to say, this is the other angle of my room. As you can see, I got all kind of verses here, all kind of stuff, all kind of positive stuff that I look at, And what that does is that it keeps me my focused, and it keeps me always thinking of what's my goal in life. Where is it that I want to go? I got some pictures in the background. Those are pictures of my kids. So it reminds me to pray for them. And on the door there, I have a picture of my father. It reminds me of where I came from. You know, uh, and the great man that he was. And I was just thinking, as I mean, even when I used to use drugs and sold drugs, I never really had any problems with him. Not really. I think the only problem that I had was when we were living on the first floor in Flushing, Queens, on Bound Avenue, is it? Bound Avenue, Bound, whatever, over there. And sure enough, uh, the we didn't have any gates on the window, and we got robbed. And he accused me of of robbing him and robbing myself too, because my stuff got stolen too. I mean, that's just it's just weird, that. But gee, that was that was like already, I don't even know what age it was or what year it was, but that was well, that was like the last thing. And then mom went to Pennsylvania with Joey, and dad used to go over there visiting on the weekends. We're working still in Jackson Heights, Queens, and I would go over there every now and then with my Italian girlfriend who used to live out there in Flushing, Queens, also. And as far as I know, man, she might be carrying my kid. That kid probably 40 years old, but the kid is definitely no kid. He's a grown man. Gonna have to get in touch with the Murray Show and see what they say. Maybe they might put me on that show, and then they'll be saying, "Victor, you are the father," or something. I don't know. It's just weird how, and I never really thought about it too much until um, my second child, Kevin, was born, and my mother said, "See, there's a split image of of JT, was his name, over there in Flushing. His name is John Thomas. His father's name, I think, was John Thomas also. We used to work at some furniture place in Flushing, Queens. I'm just happy he didn't look into the closet, because that's where I used to hang out when he when he would come in. He would come upstairs unexpectedly, you know. But that is those that was back then. And let me see if I could karaoke karaoke. What is that? Harold Melvin and the Blue Note. Harold. Harold Melvin. Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes. There you go. Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes. Uh, Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes. The Love I Lost karaoke. Wake up, everybody. Bad Luck. Oh, that's right. Money was the OJs. Right? Oh man, I got it wrong. Look at that. Mira. That's true. It was the OJs. It wasn't that one. Man, how could you forget that one? It wasn't no Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes. It was the OJs. The OJs. The OJs. The OJs. The OJs. Karaoke for the Love of Money by the OJs. All right. All right. Let's see what happens here.
KFC's got 4 ways to feed a family for just $20. It's
Skip the ad. What? So this thing doesn't say any kind of. You have no words? Oh, here come the words. Some people got to have it. Hey, hey, hey. Some people really need it. Listen to me, y'all. Do things, bad things with it. Yeah, well, you ought to. Dollar bill, y'all. You really need it. Yeah. Oh, talking about cash money. Talking about cash money. The little dollar bills. Come on. Yeah. People will steal from their mother. People will rob from their brother. People can't even walk the streets because they'll never know who in the world they're gonna meet. For their mean green, almighty dollar, cash money. People will lie, they will cheat. People don't care who they hurt or beat. A woman will steal her precious body for a small piece of paper. It carries a lot of weight for that mean green, almighty dollar. Talk about. Don't you know that money is the root of all evil? Do funny things, some people. Give me a nickel, brother. Can you spare a dime? Money can drive some people out of their mind. Oh, no good. Don't sell your soul for the money. Nah, nah. Lay down, lay down. Women will keep, I keep telling you. Oh, my dollar. Oh, my dollar. Cause it will keep on. It will keep on. Yeah. Keep keep telling you. Uh, 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 keep telling, keep telling, keep it telling you. It's terrible. Cause then I keep on you. Yeah, keep on, yeah. Keep telling you. Oh, oh, don't let money move. There you go. I guess that was okay. Carafun. Well, at least you didn't have to hit me.
Normal business hours? Not us. We're open right now.
Yeah,
Justice
right. And I
never
called you up to represent me, and you said no. All right. So much for Morgan and Morgan. Actually, they never got back to me, so I don't know. But doesn't make any difference now. I'm feeling a lot better. I don't think I'm gonna need to go on SSI right now. Maybe a couple of years, maybe, but not now. Besides, I'm too close to retirement already. I already know some of the people who used to hang out with me on 179th Street in Bronx are already retired. So I guess I'm gonna be the next one. Woohoo! So what are we talking about? Dollar bills, y'all. Dollar bills of Ben Franklin, y'all. Well, I was reading in the Bible, which is always a good thing. It's always a good thing to start the day like that. Because if you're starting off in the Bible, you're gonna have it's gonna be good for you. you know. And today's Friday, so usually on Fridays when I do cleanup. So I kind of woke up and I decided, you know what, I'm gonna clean up. At least the bathroom part, which is always. I didn't even know that was the original color of the tub. Let's put. But I'm not too particular about dirt like that, but I kind of kept it, keep it somewhat nice because you never know. Not expecting any women here, but uh might have to bring my mother here. So that would be I don't want her to come over here and see this pigsty. I need to keep this place at least some kind of standard. Because my mother, she may be old, but she ain't blind. And she ain't dirty, that's for sure. She's a clean woman. So anybody who knows her knows I'm telling the truth. I'd have to change this whole room or fix the other one up. Probably it was easier to fix the other one up. But anyway, let's read this here. We got this is starting in the book of Luke, and I'm gonna pray for the reading of the word. Lord, I just thank you for this beautiful day that you've allowed me to enjoy, and for this topic that you've put on my heart, Lord. It's a topic that reaches everybody. It touches everybody. It does funny things to you, just like the song says. Money does funny things to you. And Lord, I just pray that you would show us in your holy word what is the right attitude that we should have towards this money. And we're going to praise you and worship you, Lord. And I just pray, Lord, that you use me and that you direct me to seek out the right words to convey this message, Lord. And I just pray these things in Jesus' mighty name. Amen. Well, it says in Luke 16:9, it says, I tell you, use worldly wealth to gain friends for yourselves, so that when it is gone, you will be welcomed into eternal dwellings. I'm going to say it again. Luke 16:9. It says, I tell you, use worldly wealth to gain friends for yourselves, so that when it is gone, you will be welcomed into eternal dwellings. That's pretty deep right there. Using your wealth to gain eternal friends. I like the way they say that. You will be welcomed into eternal dwellings. You're going to gain friends for eternity. What a nice thought, right? That you can actually use money to gain friends and have them as your friends eternally. That's a kind of a big goal there. How is it going to be done? Well, first of all, you got to make money to spend it right on people. So that's number one. And you have to also, I guess, number two, you have to have a generous spirit. If not, you might have to go through some lessons, or you might have to reach out to God to help you out in that area, or find a buddy or somebody who's a soft touch, who who's very generous, and the kind of person that if you see somebody who needs a meal, won't hesitate to go to a McDonald's and buy a breakfast for that person, and have them eat it or whatever. Maybe not so much giving them money, but we'll be willing to give them a meal or something. Do the whole Good Samaritan thing about that. I mean, there's always going to be people who are mistreated and need a helping hand. There's always people who are going to be in a bad situation. You know, I mean, I don't know about other states, but here in Florida, my lawyer, who's with Catania and Catania, which is a pretty big law firm here, and they're representing me for the. I was talking to them about SSI, because I really was thinking that this thing was going to be permanent like that. And the thing was that they told me that here in Florida it takes 3 years for you to finish. That it could take like 2.5, 3 years. So let's just say 3 years. And who could stay 3 years without working? Without any money coming in. Who has that kind of money in the bank? I mean, I guess I could go back to dealing drugs. Take my take the meds that they sent me from the VA hospital, the gabapentin and the oxycodone, and what was that other? I got some other one over there, and go, pass me by, you won't get, talking to the people as they're passing by, going to the Walmart. I'll just be sitting there, pass me by, you won't get high. That was terrible. Yeah. Oh boy, that the things that go through my head, huh? But anyway, the thing is that I was thinking, I said, how can these people survive that? How can anybody go through 3 years like that? I mean, I've been through this whole thing maybe about a year now, I think. It's March. It was pretty much almost a year that this whole thing started. And the I exhausted all my money. People that I know, you know. So it's a shame too. I mean, thank God that I have people that they know that I'm the kind of person that wouldn't make something up like that. And but how about these people? So what I'm planning to do is get get a business bank account and do some telemarketing, you know, in hopes that maybe I could help some of these people out, because I know what it is to be sick, really sick, that you can't work and you're in constant pain, I know what that's like, you know, firsthand experience, I know what that's like, and for these people to have to go through that. I mean, with what the government gives you. I mean, I don't know about other states, but here in the state of Florida, I mean, you're in a bad situation. If you have to be waiting on that. I mean, there are certain places like county, they help out with certain bills and stuff like that. You got food pantries in a couple of churches, here. And but really, I mean, you know, for a person who gotten disabled because of an accident or a sickness, you can't work. It's not easy. It really isn't easy. And I certainly know what that's like. I know what it's like to just be you know how do you say, going to the Walmart when the and knowing that you got to be there about 12 midnight when the when the day comes for you to get your food stamps and stuff. So it's not a that's not a good way to live. That's not a good way to live. And you know it's good that we have the Bible that talks to us about that. It says use worldly wealth. What wealth would be anything that's a value that we have. You know, be it rings, houses, cars, whatever. I've heard of people that have been able to walk away from that, give that thing up. And it's you get to the point in your life where, especially when you're sick, like I was, you get to that point where you just say, I really don't, money means nothing. Sort of like that woman who had the issue of blood. She spent all her money going to doctors. And some of these doctors, uh, I I hope they want to help out people, but it might be the money also that motivates them. So you really don't know. I mean, it would be nice if it was that they wanted to help you, but I really don't know. Yeah, I don't know what's going on in their heads. Who knows? Who knows, right? And using your money to gain friends, eternal friends, it's a great thing. I mean, helping people out like that. So I'm going to use my telemarketing skills, my determination skills, and get myself. I don't know if I have to get a business license. I can imagine I have to probably. I think it's the guy at the bank. I went to the bank to go get a commercial bank account, a business bank account, because I spoke to my accountant. Says that I should. I think it's called Sunbiz or something like that. Let me see, Sunbiz, which to me sounds like it's just going to be a whole mess of regulations. I guess I don't know. For your business in Florida, start an LLC or corp with us. So I guess that's. Let me see what it says here. Sunbiz.org, business name search. Oh, it's a business name search, huh? Search sunbiz.org, but it says www.info.com. But anyway, I guess sometimes you get into these situations, and it's really bad. I mean, the sickness and everything, and the thing, and especially now, because if you was to see my torso, you would never know what's going on. You would never know the pain that I was feeling. It was because it was on the inside. It's on, I guess it's between the nerve endings and the skin. So how do if people were to see me, they would just say, "Oh man, that guy's making it. He's just making it up." But there is pain that you can't see. Physical pain, bad pain, like a burning pain, like a stabbing pain. and there's a lot of people who are in that situation. They can't pay the bills. They're gonna lose their house. They're gonna lose their apartment. They're gonna lose everything, lose their car. I mean, what won't you lose if you gotta wait 3 years just to get a car? Okay, you're gonna get a lot of money if you last that long, But that's kind of hard, 3 years, man. I don't understand it. I really don't. But I figure, well, I guess maybe after 3 years, if you have to spend 3 years without working or whatever, well, first of all, that would take me right up to 64 years old, So go figure, I mean, here goes another thing about money, Here goes another story that I like about money. It's the story of Zacchaeus, the tax collector. It says Jesus entered Jericho and was passing through. A man was there by the name of Zacchaeus. He was a chief tax collector and was wealthy. He wanted to see who Jesus was, but because he was short, he could not see over the crowd. So he ran ahead and climbed a sycamore fig tree to see him, since Jesus was coming that way. When Jesus reached the spot, he looked up and said to him, Zacchaeus, come down immediately. I must stay at your house today. So he came down at once and welcomed him gladly. All the people saw this and began to mutter, he has gone to be the guest of a sinner. He has gone to be the guest of a sinner. Hallelujah. Uh, it's kind of good to have Jesus as your guest, regardless of the situation that you're in spiritually. But Zacchaeus stood up and said to the Lord, look, Lord, here and now I give half my possessions to the poor. And if I have cheated anybody out of anything, I will pay back 4 times the amount. That was an investment. If you 400% on your money, that's an investment right there. Maybe I should get into getting money for investments. Maybe I'm sure that there's some people who rather invest their money rather than having it in the bank take a risk. You know, so it's always a possibility. You know, but I mean, 4 times, 400%. Who gets 400%? Ain't nobody gonna, ain't no bank, no insurance company gonna give that. Not 400%. No way. And so he says, I will pay back 4 times the amount. All the people who thought that could you imagine the line that was outside of his house? Yo, man, Shaq, man, let me talk to you, man. I think you overcharged me for the taxes, a couple of grand, and they pay 4 times that. It's like Cass must have had a lot of money in there, And well, that's the story of Zacchaeus and Jesus. He said, today salvation has come to this house because this man too is a son of Abraham. For the Son of Man came to seek and save the lost. Okay, and then we have, I love that story, I love it. I could just imagine the line of people, and Zacchaeus probably knew exactly who he had cheated and how much he cheated him by, And well, my time is almost up. I'm at the 28-minute mark. I don't like to go past 30 minutes because I know when I'm looking at videos, it better be something really good, if we're gonna spend more time than this. I'm gonna talk a little bit more. Maybe I'll do a 2-part thing. I have a lot to say about money, not having money, making money, how to get it, how to keep it. So have yourself a great day and God bless everybody.